Hello, everybody. My name is AJ. Welcome to Ways to Human. Think of it as the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but for humans, like a human user manual. As you may notice, this channel is called Ways to Human and not How to Human. There's a reason for that. I didn't want to call it How to Human because I don't want to tell anybody how to live their lives. This channel is to share different ways that things have helped me improve my life and that my goal for this channel is to help people grow, improve their lives, and increase their well-being. One of the reasons I decided to start this channel was because of my own personal journey. I was born with a lot of health issues. I grew up in and out of hospitals. I had so many procedures, but it did make me who I am today. I am deaf. I use a cochlear implant to hear, and it does give me great hearing compared to what I had before. I had my first pair of hearing aids when I was 14 years old, but my hearing was really bad before that. My mom kept telling doctors, but they didn't believe her until I was about 10 or 12. So until that age, they assumed that I was just shy. But the truth is, I was just living in my own little world, in my own little bubble, because I couldn't understand what was going on around me. I relied a lot on books. I read a lot. I was just a very creative child. I was writing and drawing and reading. After I moved to the United States in 2001, I began to get even more sick. We didn't know this yet, but I truly believe that the change in environment and the change in the food was what triggered many of my conditions. A few years later, I was diagnosed with celiac disease, type 1 diabetes, and CRPS, complex regional pain syndrome. I was also diagnosed with a connective tissue condition similar to EDS, other than those syndromes, and I am currently still considered to be legally blind and deaf. I can see and I can hear, but it's not to the point where I would be allowed to use these features. So I decided to take matters into my own hands. And that's when I ran across this YouTube channel called Mastering Diabetes. And I learned that type 1 diabetics can also have insulin resistance. I did not know that before. However, when I started changing my diet to the plan that Mastering Diabetes provides, which is a whole foods plant based diet, I saw amazing results. My blood sugar stabilized. I was still using insulin, obviously, because my body's never going to make insulin, but it was so much easier to calculate how much I needed. My inflammation markers came down, my cholesterol level came down, which I had been told for about 10 years that it was genetic. Clearly not. The protein in my urine from kidney damage started to come down. All of my general kidney levels improved a lot. My pain, which I had had for well over 10 years, started to improve and improve and improve. My weakness went away. I could walk more. I started going hiking, exercising, and another shocking result was there is a hormone level called IGF-1 which affects the rate at which cells reproduce. So when this level is high, it often means that your cells are growing faster than they are dying. Most cells in our bodies die, they have a lifespan. And when this level is high, they are just growing so fast that they begin to create tumors. Now, I haven't ever been diagnosed with a tumor, and we couldn't do any MRIs because of my implant, so we don't know exactly what that was causing, but there were some other levels that indicated that there could potentially be some tumor growth somewhere. Now, I don't want to say that I had cancer because I was never diagnosed with it, but the fact that these levels were high and that they came down within a month of my starting a plant based whole food diet was just incredible. And I started looking more into it. The more and more I looked into it, I saw that this was correct and that this has been studied and that doctors do know this. But most people prefer to take medication for their conditions that are preventable. And we could prevent so many diseases by changing what we put in our bodies. We are putting processed food like substances in our bodies, and we wonder why we are getting sick at the rate that we are. So I am hoping that this channel will be helpful to some people who are sick and have no other option, that have nowhere else to go, and that are looking for answers. Science is extremely important to me. I grew up with so many books. My mom had walls and walls of books in every room. So I really enjoyed learning about the world around me. And the best resource I had were books. So I will be talking a lot about how to use critical thinking, to use logic. It's okay to not know a lot of things. So I just try to learn a little bit more every day. There is no shame in admitting that you were previously coming from a less informed place. That is perfectly fine. You can admit that you did not know better and that now you do, or to continue to learn so that you do know better. Be a skeptic and ask questions all the time. Do not settle for an answer if it doesn't make sense to you. If you think that there is a different answer, that there's more to it, then continue to learn and continue to ask questions about it. I truly believe that we need to teach kids, humans, adults, everybody how to communicate science, how to read science, how to understand science, because it is such a powerful tool. Knowledge, science, education, they affect the decisions that we make. This is one of the reasons why I am so passionate about the separation of church and state. Thank you for hearing me out today, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope that this channel will start to grow. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button so that my videos will be shared with more people.